Hey everyone, Happy New Year. It's Dino Watt here, and I thought I would do just a quick little video. I say quick, I don't know how long it's going to be. Start off the new year, I know a lot of people set new resolutions and new goals and things like that. I was having a conversation with Shannon about how I've recognized that the hobbies that I have been involved in over the last couple of years have really, I believe, added to the success of my business, which made me think even more about my business and what I've done with it and why has it been that over the last 3 years, I have consistently every year doubled our revenue in business. And what I started noticing was that a lot of the things that I'm doing in my business are completely opposite of what a lot of the experts out there will tell you to do in your business. And so I thought, I might as well talk about this. I don't do a lot of Facebook videos. This isn't to gather more business. This is actually just knowledge I thought might be good for some people. But no matter what your business is, I think some of this stuff can help if you look at it from the right way. I will give you a warning though that I know some of this stuff is going to be contrarian. I know that some people are going to be like, no, there's data and research to show this and that and the other, or my mentor says this, and all that's fine and good, and I'm not here to tell you have to run your business anyway. I'm just kind of looking at, hey, maybe these are some ideas that might be able to help some people in their business, or maybe rethink some of the things that they thought were working well in our business. Hopefully these serve you. I just noticed I got my Google Home playing over here. Awesome. If you don't have a Google Home, you should check it out. It's totally fun. I'll probably play with it right now, but I won't. I'm going to put the entire write-up below this video so you can read really into that, but I'll just give you a quick synopsis of it. First thing that I have stopped doing in my business that has transformed my business is I quit going to networking meetings, associations, worthless seminars, and meetups. And the majority of the meetups and the networking groups that I went to were just full of people who were looking to sell me on their thing or get me involved in their thing. And I just realized that it was really a matter of more people chasing than learning new and great things about business and how to run your business. Then when it came to associations, really found that the majority of people in associations are not actually making a living in the topic of the association. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to point anybody out. Those people are not making money. And yet they'll go to the meetings over and over again, for maybe the hero worship of the 1% that are actually making money, because there's always a few. For me, what I found was it became a exercise in commiseration with other people of what's not happening or what they're doing, or they'll be able to talk about the one thing they did, but they didn't get paid on it, but they did it anyway. And then definitely seminars. Okay, let me just say this. I just have a belief that if you have gone to the same seminar more than twice, and your thing, whether it be it was a business seminar or a relationship seminar or a health seminar, if that needle hasn't moved since the last time you went to the thing, go to another seminar, because all you're doing is you're trying to dig into a well that's empty, or you're only going for the idea of going to the seminar. I see this a lot in this area where I live. There are a couple of people I know who wear like badges of honor for how many times they've been to a certain seminar. If you've gone that many times, you should probably be running the seminar as opposed to just being a member of the seminar or the audience there. So I stopped doing that. I only go to seminars typically once, unless what I got from that seminar really did move the needle. Then I probably won't even go back to that seminar again. What I'll do is I'll go to the next level seminar and I'll invest more money into the bigger things or those masterminds. And that's really where I put most of my time and effort, is into masterminds. Well, let me say, I will test out the mastermind too. I went to a mastermind this last year. I joined a group, and it was a pretty hefty investment. I got to the event, and the information that they were presenting was no joke, at least 10 years old. Yeah, I'm out of this one. Number 2 is I stopped grinding in my business. I love Gary Vaynerchuk and those guys there. They're all about the hustle and crushing it. But I truly feel like if you're not like a 20-something that has no responsibilities and can live on a couch and you can, just change your life through eBay, then it's not for you. Like, you cannot work that way. You have to be more strategic about your business. So I don't grind in my business anymore. For those of you that don't know, I went on a year-long road trip with my family across the country in 2013. And you can't grind as much as you want when you are traveling with your whole family and going and seeing sights and doing things, and you can't do that. So I'm like a surgeon with a scalpel to my business, and I'm very focused. I think words are very powerful, and when you grind or you go all out, in your business, man, you just spend your energy. But I also know what my bio workday is, and that's not a real name. You couldn't, hey, Google it. Oh, it's going to ask me to, sorry. Hey, Google, resume. You can't ask that service what bio workday is because I made it up. And what it is I just found out what my biological working life is, meaning that I know it's cliche, but for me, Mondays are not good days to have very deep, meaningful meetings or to try to really pump something out. What I do instead is I schedule my Mondays. I go to piano lessons, I go and I work out, I go to my dance class, I go run some errands with Shannon. I do very simple scheduling meetings for the rest of the week. That's where I'll typically do my block timing for the rest of the week to know what's going on. Instead of getting at the end of the day, which I used to do, and look back at my day and be like, oh, man, my day kind of stunk. I'm like, hey, man, I did what I was supposed to do on that day. And the days where I am focused and ready to go, the Tuesdays, the Wednesdays, the Thursdays, the Thursday evenings, I am at least 10 times more productive on the days that I have scheduled out, and I'm not trying to grind it on my other days. Number 3 is I quit trying to help everyone. It should be more obvious, but it's not. And I talk to people all the time. So who is your message for? Oh, everyone needs this. No, they don't. People can actually live without your service. I promise you. Who is your business for? When I was focusing my business primarily on marriage, I would be like, everybody, I can help every marriage. I want to help every marriage. When I started being specific about finding only the people who had my aspirations or the aspirations I wanted to put out in the world, then it made the hunt so much easier. And I really kind of have focused that, especially when it comes to coaching and mentoring, on more of the aspirational side. All right, what aspirations are you trying to put out in the world that are going to make people want to come to the thing that you have? I quit trying to help everybody. Number 4 is I stopped reading books. I know, that's a big shocker to everybody. Well, I actually probably started because I have a mild form of dyslexia, and so it's really hard for me to actually read a lot and be interested in stuff. It culminated with an interview that I listened to with Seth Godin, and he was being interviewed by Gary Vaynerchuk, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, but Gary V. And Seth Godin, if you don't know, has written 18 books. He's an amazing author. He's had a blog since 1998, I think it was, before blogs were. And he said, oh, I read a lot of books. And he goes, but I don't read a lot of books. I think I actually have the quote somewhere in here. I read the book until I get the joke, and then I stop. If the author did a good job, in 5 pages you get the point and you trust that the rest is proven and you go on to the next thing. So amazing for me. And then I was actually at an event with Ariana Huffington where she talked about, sometimes you just, in order to stop a project or to complete a project, you just need to stop it. I think that there's this problem, if you will, going on in the world of authors. Number 1, everybody can be an author, and I think that's awesome and great. Look, I have my own book right there. I didn't plant that. That hangs there. What I think is that I think a lot of people are writing books, and they put their point out there in the first maybe 50 pages, and then they spend their next 150 pages just rehashing the same point over and over again. Look, I get the joke. I got it. Cool. Let's move on. Basically, what I do is I do audiobooks for sure because I'm more auditory than I am visual. I typically will use things like, I have a little app on my phone. It's called Blinklist, blinklist.com. It basically is a synopsis of books, and I'll listen to that, and if it intrigues me, then I'll buy the book and I'll skim through that. But I typically won't always read the entire book then too. And I'll go through chapters and I'll say, okay, I'll read maybe the first 2 paragraphs of that chapter. I'll flip over to the middle of it. I'll see kind of maybe 2 more chapters. And then I will read the end synopsis or the wrap up of it. I've even gone so far as to have books that I'm interested in, and I'll find certain chapters that I like. And so I'll give it to, or topics of chapters that I like, I'll give it to my assistant and I'll have her read it and give me a synopsis of the book and bullet point and stuff so I know what's going on. That has just been such a huge time saver. Number 5, This is where this whole conversation started, and whether you're enjoying this or not, that's okay. I'm putting it out there, right? Is that I took up hobbies that have nothing to do with my business. Well, if I pick up golf, then it's a hobby. I can say I have a hobby, but I can also go and do business on the golf course, or I can use it as a write-off, or I can learn Chinese, and that way I can go speak in China. Because I did that too. I'm not putting anybody down for that, but that was the mindset that I was taught. Hey, if you're going to pick up a hobby, at least do something that you can use in your business as a write-off, or it can further your business. What I did is I got back to the roots of what I wanted that filled the, the human bucket of Dino. 2 years ago, I picked up the piano, something I'd always wanted to do. And I started dancing again, something that I used to do back when I was younger. And I'm 44. I don't have the dancer's body. Some of you have seen the Facebook video of me dancing recently. I'll post more if you want, because I just am, narcissistic that way. Why not? I totally believe that through picking up or waking up, I should say, those dormant kind of connections in my brain from dance, and then creating new neural pathways in my brain has been so challenging. But I know it's created new neural pathways in my brain that I have just noticed that I have been more creative, more energetic, more aware, more on point and on task with my business. I'm open to new ideas, and I can see things more and more clearly. And I truly believe it's because I'm feeding the me part of it that has nothing to do with the business, because there's no obligation to it. There's no requirement for it to be a part of my business. Elizabeth Gilbert talks about the fact that she was a writer, and she promised the universe she would be a writer. But nowhere in that promise was there a contract that she had to be a paid writer. Well, I feel that same way about my hobbies, is that I will never be a concert pianist. I will never be a professional dancer. That's totally okay. The point is that if you're going to take up a hobby, try to take up a hobby that has nothing to do with your business. Not secretly, not strategically, but nothing whatsoever, and see how that helps you in your business. All right, number 6, I spoke less. Now, there's this whole thing about speakers, hey, get your name and get out and speak as much as you can, as often as you can, anywhere you can, at any time for anybody. You know what? I was doing that for years. I would speak at the little tiny, meeting with 5 people. I'd speak to the association for, single business women, but they weren't my audience, who could potentially be my clients, or at least can be open to my message in a way that it can move the needle forward in their own business. And number 2, I'm getting paid. In true transparency, I've done one event this year where I didn't get paid cash, but they paid me in other ways. They gave me their booth rental, and they allowed me to pitch my product and all that stuff. So for me, I just decided I'm not going to speak. Now, I know that a lot of people will say, well, yeah, sure, because you're established and you've been doing this for over a decade now. But for the newbies, used to speak anywhere, anytime, any place. I don't agree with that either, because it created for me a habit of, number 1, I customized my message to the audience because I just wanted to speak. Well, that customization of the message to the audience, it didn't help me hone my genius message of what I'm all about. And if I went there and spoke on just my genius message, once again, I was speaking to an audience that really didn't help me. I know some of you are going to be like, no, but it's the experience. And I get that to a point. I just think it has done more damage than good in creating bad habits in people of I'm just going to speak because it makes me feel good. And I was that guy. I was the guy I wanted to speak because I wanted to be up on stage, and I love that. But it was about my ego and not about being strategic about what I wanted in my business. Number 7, I stopped chasing clients. And I'm going to give a big shout out to my mentor, Kevin Nations. If you don't know who Kevin Nations is, go look him up on Facebook, because he's the man. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you about Kevin Nations and what you need to do. Okay, I don't care who your sales coach is right now. I've done so much sales seminars and trainings and coaching and stuff through the last 25 years in my days at Circuit City. There's nothing that will move your business forward and help you understand who you are and how to sell better than Kevin Nations training. I don't chase my clients anymore. Now, I don't mean I don't chase them after they've told me no 3 times, once I've resolved all their concerns and laid out my entire year plan for them and proven to them how amazing I am and gotten 50 testimonials to beat them down into submission. I mean, I don't chase them. I put it out there. Here's what I do. Here's what it can do for you. If you like to have a conversation, cool, let's have a conversation. When we have that conversation, I don't go through certain sales techniques and I don't say a certain thing or have a certain buzzword that's going to make them think this thing. No, I'm not going to give you a special early bird discount. I'm not going to give you a 30 pay option for a 6-week course. Like, this is what I do. This is the price it is. If you want it, cool. If not, that's totally okay too. I mean, I spent so many times trying to figure out, oh, what is their concern? What is the thing I have to overcome? People only say no to you when it comes to sales for 3 reasons ever. Number 1, they don't trust you. Number 2, they don't trust themselves. And number 3, they don't want to make a decision either way. I say that. I literally say that to my clients. They say no. I say, okay, just understand there's only 3 reasons why. It makes it pretty simple. And because of that, now it just puts me in a totally different position. So I don't chase anyone. All right, number 8. I started to say no to people who actually want to give me money. It can also be said as, I choose my clients, not the other way around. I'm completely selfish on this. Hey, if somebody offers you money, take it. I have said that to clients before. Quite honestly, I've gotten to the place of going, you know what? I want successful clients. I want the success stories. I want the testimonials. So if you can be already there, close enough to it, or at least on the path, and all you need me to do is get you there faster or smoother, great. You're my client. But man, if I got to be dragging you onto the path first, just to get you on the path, and then I got to drag you up the hill, and then I got to, perform for you every single, man, forget it. That's a waste of everyone's time, and it's never going to stick. My job is not to be a workhorse. I've become very clear and very aware that I am not a fit for many people. Man, I used to just beat myself up over that, about people saying no to me. What does it mean about me? And what could I have said differently? And no longer. Like, I know who I am and who I'm a fit for, and I'm not going to try to fit myself into that anymore. Honestly, I have actually gone to clients who have said yes,